Hello everybody and welcome back to Colorful Realms. So everyone, today I kind of wanted to work back over here near our tavern because I was actually really enjoying getting this built up, and I think that we have quite a bit of work still to do over here because between our farm area and our not our mine, but our cobblestone generator building, we kind of have all this space here. We also have quite a bit of space over here between the cobblestone generator and our tower that's connected to our mega base. So I kind of want to fill some of that space in, and then I also want to fill some space in over here. And as you can see, I've started already kind of planning out some shapes. I've put a bit of a retaining wall up here, just so that we had, I guess, a bit more room for this building. And then I have this little bit of space here that we can always put like a tree or just generally some decorations in later. And then we also have some more space down here to put something in. And then of course we can kind of move this way if we have a little bit of time afterwards. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. So honestly, I just want to get on to kind of figuring out a bit more what I want these buildings to be, and maybe figuring out what's going over here, and maybe seeing if I want to put in another building over on the other side of the cobblestone generator. And then get building. For these builds, I needed a lot of materials. A lot of stone and multiple different types of wood. I ended up needing to gather some acacia, a little bit of birch, and I think I actually had to go grab a little bit more oak as well, just for these 3 smaller builds that we're going to be doing here. I also needed some extra decorations like flowers. I needed some gravel and such for coarse dirt, and a few other things like sandstone, actually. So that is our first build of the day completed. We've added a little pond and a small structure off to the side. Alright, so we've now put in 3 new little buildings, I guess. I don't know if I'd call this a building, but just a little roofed area, I guess. We've added a little pond here. We've got some lovely decorations around. Then over here we have a new little storage room on the side of our tavern. Maybe this is where they store some of the stuff for the tavern or something like that, I don't know. Got a few little decorations in here, nothing much though. Not a very big space. Then, if we head around the corner, we've got this acacia building with a sandstone and birch roof to get those oranges and not exactly yellow, but close enough, I guess. Close as you're going to get with wood anyway. For this little, I guess, I don't really know what this is, but I figured it's got a few hay bales in it, it's got some pumpkins next to it. It kind of fits in with the general idea of this, like, farm area we've got going on over here. You know, we got our wheat field, we got the cows, we've got the barn, we got the well, all that kind of stuff. I feel like it fit in here, and I thought it looked really nice. So I figured I'd just kind of put it in. Obviously, we still have a little space here to fill in. We'll get to that at some point. And we still have another spot here, actually, which I'm not exactly sure what to do with yet. But I think I want to next turn my attention to the other side of town. Just over, well, I say just over here, all the way over here, actually, next to our tower. So obviously, when we built these towers, we didn't have this wall up yet, nothing like that, right? The general idea of these towers was supposed to be that it was sort of like defense. So like people could kind of stand at the top and keep an eye out. And obviously in here we have some armor and a sword and some other tools. And so I was thinking maybe over here in this space, maybe we'd flatten it off a tiny bit and make it into sort of a training ground. Maybe. So that, like, whoever is actually going to be up in these towers, or just generally along the wall, can practice their aim and maybe their sword fighting to be able to deal with any oncoming monsters or any attackers, basically. And also, I just feel like there's a good bit of space over here in this corner that I didn't really have anything else to do with. And I figured that this would just fit in really well. And it would take up this fairly large space that we have. So, anyway, like I said, I'm going to flatten it off a little bit before we start. And then we'll go ahead and put in maybe some training dummies. And maybe just like a little area for maybe some of them to practice against each other. Maybe do a little bit of sparring. So something I actually forgot to mention about these guys is that the reason their heads are jack-o'-lanterns is because there's no pumpkin with a face without the light in it, first of all, but also with them being jack-o'-lanterns, it actually adds a bit of light to it anyway. lighting up the area around it without needing any lanterns or anything else. So that's why they are jack-o'-lanterns. Okay, so this is our training grounds. So as you can see, obviously we have this path up here, which we added when we did the interior of this tower. And then we have a few other things now going on up here. First of all, we have these training dummies. You can either use them for bow practice maybe, if you want to stand just back here and take a few shots, or using the sword and axe behind me, or maybe some other tools that you have, or that maybe are stored away in the tower. You can do some hand-to-hand combat. Or close-up, anyway. Because I guess they don't really have hands. There's also some armor here, which you could maybe use to maybe do a little sparring or a little duel maybe with someone in this arena over here. There's lots of cobblestone around for maybe being able to duck behind if your opponent is shooting arrows at you. And then, of course, there's a few leaves and flowers just for some extra decoration and to fill in some of the space, like this corner over here, which I wasn't really sure what else to do with. And, of course, also to add a little bit of detail, especially to this very flat wall that we now have. I may end up going back and adding a little bit of mossy cobble, or not mossy cobble, but mossy stone bricks, even, into this wall to add just a little bit more detail, maybe a few cracked ones, we'll see. But I think the next thing that we want to move on to today is I actually kind of want to take these paths somewhere. Because we've had the paths in since, what, episode 8? 7 or 8, something like that. And they've always come around and just kind of ended right about here, on both sides. And I think I would like to bring them in and connect them up to the mega base now. Because I sort of see where I kind of want buildings at this point, and I kind of know where everything's going, for the most part. There's a few spots that I'm still not sure what to do with yet. But for the most part, I know kind of where I want everything, and where the path will work for that. And then based on that, that might help me come up with some ideas for these other smaller empty spots that I'm not sure what to do with yet. And if not, we can always just fill them in with some cute little decorations, like we kind of did under the bridge there, and like we just did in the kind of training area. So I think this path we're going to bring across and connect up to the staircase here. And then we will have the other path come through here and connect up to the basement steps. And then maybe we'll have a smaller kind of, maybe, I don't know if we'll do dirt or if we'll keep it the stone bricks and stuff, connecting up to these doors so you can get in here as well. So everyone, what I wanted to do is actually just go along the path and put in some lights. Because every once in a while I get a few mobs and things spawning, so I figured now would be about the time, now that we've kind of got the main path fleshed out. And also, while I was doing this, I just kind of wanted to talk to you all, because at the end of the year last year, I did something similar where I just kind of sat down, chatted. I don't think it was the last video per se, but it was one near the end while I was mining. We just kind of chatted about general stuff going on. And I wanted to do the same thing here. And just kind of talk about, like, what I want, like, what I have in store for this year. What's generally going on, I guess. And kind of get your opinions on things. So obviously this year I would like to, first of all, finish Colorful Realms. While I'm at it, I might mix in a few shorts and some Roblox content in between, just so that we have more than one thing going on right now, for those who maybe aren't here for Realmcraft. Then, when that's done, I do want to continue doing Roblox and different stuff like that. But there is a few other things that I have in mind. So, obviously, you might be thinking, like, why do you play Realmcraft? Why not just play Minecraft? And I've really been thinking about that. And I guess part of the issue was just I never really had something that I could run reliably with Minecraft. However, recently I have gotten a bit of a better computer, and hopefully I'm going to be able to record more than just Minecraft and different stuff like that. But Minecraft is definitely one that I have in mind. So that will definitely be something that we start at some point, maybe this year. I don't know if it'll be survival, creative, whatever. That'll have to wait and see when we get there. And of course, there's so many different options for other games, so realistically, I don't actually know what other games for sure we're going to be doing. But again, like I said, definitely gonna do some Roblox, some Minecraft, maybe some other stuff, and honestly, maybe some more like vlogs or different stuff like that, because that one that we ended up doing at the end of last year was different, to say the least. But it was really nice to just be able to sit down and talk about how the year went, update all you guys, and honestly, I think doing something like that every once in a while, or even being able to ask you all questions, your opinions, or just see what you really have to say, I guess, is a good thing. And I would love to do that once in a while, just to see what you all have in mind for ideas for different stuff. Whether it be new series or something going on in a series. And I really love getting that little bit of feedback. So maybe I'll end up doing a little bit of that here and there. But either way, that's all the lamps. And I think, honestly, that's about all I had to say. So, good timing, I guess. And honestly, we've done quite a bit of building in this episode with 3 new little structures. We've also finished off the path and put in all these new lights. So I think, honestly, I might just leave it there for today. Obviously, we still have this whole space to fill in. We've still got a little space behind me that I just completely didn't even notice before, while working on the stuff over in this area. We still have quite a bit of space over here that I'm not sure what I'd want to do with yet. We've even got some around the corner here. And then, of course, we have a little bit over by the mines, though I don't know if I want to put anything in there, honestly. Or not the mines, the cobblestone generator. But either way, I'm sure we'll come up with something. We still have a little bit to do in the mega base, being the basement is still a little unfinished, and we still need to do something to add a little bit more texture to the roof. Because though that chimney has definitely helped, I think we need something on this side of the roof to really finish it off. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet, and whether it will be something like a room, especially one that is accessible, is questionable, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like, hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it, and it really helps me out. If you have any comments or suggestions or anything like that, leave them down in the comment section down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone!